All right, so there's your screenshot for the Samsung Ice Bits tray problem that keeps happening to people. I believe I might have figured out why this thing is malfunctioning. It's just a horrible design. So anyway, the right side is Ice Bits, little tiny little pebbles, and then the left side is the normal size stuff. And you can see here the shrapnel stuff, of course. So here's the design of this poorly designed thing. You got this little dowel here that plugs into the back of the refrigerator, and this thing articulates when it's ready to dump the ice, and then it returns. All right, so here's why I believe these things are breaking apart, especially if yours is busted apart on this front end here. So when these ice trays articulate, they go clockwise, and then they dump their load, and then they return. That mechanism is right here. I'm going to try to get behind there with my phone and show you. It's this little tab that sits on. That white tab, middle frame right there. Let me articulate this guy around to show you. So he spins. And I know it looks counterclockwise because I'm facing backwards basically right now, right? So it articulates, it dumps its load, and then it returns. And then you get a water fill up. All right, so this thing is completely frozen over up on this side. The other side is, well, I can't see it, but it's not frozen over because it's still producing ice. So I think this is what's happening. This little dowel end here, it goes into that round hole here. All right, so now it's supposed to dump this way. It's supposed to get twisted. Oh, sorry. I take it back. Hang on a second here. Okay, there we go. So this is the cue right here. You got that ice dam right there. So it's basically a big ass icicle, solid block of ice that is preventing this thing from rotating right now. Normally it would just rotate all the way around, but it's getting caught on that back end by that ice dam. It can't physically pass that area right now. So what happens is on the front side of this, you got that motor on the front side it's twisting it, it's trying to turn, but the back side is not relenting. So you can see how flimsy this plastic is. It is as flimsy as it gets. Now add to the fact that it's a freezing cold temperature. So you've got the back end is free flowing. It's just supposed to turn, but it's getting caught on this corner by that ice dam, so that's being held down. This end, meanwhile, is twisting, mechanically twisting with a motor, and eventually something's got to give. I'm going to try to set up my cell phone cam on a coffee cup to hold it up so I can do this two-handed. All right, so there's a slot right there. That's what that mechanical thing is turning clockwise. So imagine if you're turning this thing this way while this side is stuck. What's going to happen? Eventually, okay, it goes, and it's stuck right about there on that ice thing. This is still trying to twist and pop, just cracks it right out. So that's what's going on. Is you're getting an ice dam that's built up back here on this side on that drain because the mechanism that delivers water is faulty. It's not sensing when this thing is either not sensing when it's full or it's got a slow leak in the actual valve that's back in there. So it's a mechanical valve that's supposed to shut off the water. It's not shutting it off, and therefore it's constantly dripping. It's creating an ice dam, a icicle back in there that this flimsy piece of crap plastic isn't able to handle, and it just rips the front apart. That's exactly what's going on. So if you're not under warranty, I'm in the middle of trying to claim an all-state protection policy warranty from Costco right now on this, since it was clearly the fault of that water valve back in there. But I don't see any reason, if you're not under warranty, instead of paying $160 for this one over here, I believe they sell this one online, the left side. So if it's me, number one, I'm going to try to buy one of these, a clone off Amazon for about 15 bucks and return it if it doesn't work in there. I think it's going to, because the left and right side, I can't see why the motor would be any different. Everything else up in there, the architecture looks exactly the same. So I would just go ahead and put one of these Cube Ice devices over on this side as well for 15 bucks instead of paying 150 bucks for this little crap ice that's over on this side. Alternatively, if I had to pay for and replace the entire motorized mechanism in here, I'm buying one of these instead. The reason being, I'm just going to have the same ice on both sides. This one is a little bit more robust in the actual structure of that that ice reservoir. So if I had to pay to replace one, I would at least try to replace it with replace this one with this side over here instead. Even if I had to unplug this one and plug it in there just to make sure that everything articulates correctly before making that commitment and purchase. The one thing I'm not sure of is, you know, if the water fill amount is the same. So basically, if that pump back in there is the same model number as this pump over in here, then it's pumping the same amount of water. I can't imagine that it's filling it up any less. But swap this one over to there and you'll find out really quick if it's going to work or not. And the other thing that I think would be worse sometimes, if somebody took a 3D printer and actually printed some of these out, because these are such flimsy plastic. You could probably produce this with a better, thicker, more heavy-duty plastic, I'm hoping. But it'd be worth your time because, you know, on that ice bits section, there is no solution other than people paying $150, $160 for a full motor and tray replacement right now. So it'd probably be worth your time and sell those on eBay for maybe 40, 50 bucks a piece at least.